ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Dark side's dark side. Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Legends Infinity Saga, Avengers Endgame movies, Mark 85, Iron Man, and Thanos. If you're trying to get your Marvel Legends, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Right down there, I ask you to please hit that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And I really dig this packaging over here. It says Mark 85 Iron Man, Thanos, Avengers Endgame is spot varnished, as well as this logo right over here. On the side, you can see the Avengers and Guardians looking really sweet. And then on the back right here, you can see a spot varnished poster image of Avengers Endgame. There's a read up on the Mark 85 Iron Man. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. There's a read up on Thanos. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. And then on the side, you can see a couple other different Avengers. Some of them have been swapped. You know, some of them are still there. On the top, we get the spot varnished Avengers Endgame logo, as well as the Iron Man and Thanos. And then not much more at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here are the figures out of the packaging, doing just a little bit of hand holding though for the sake of the Infinity Stones. But anyway, this is an interesting 2-pack set. Let's get a closer look at the accessories and then we'll get a closer look at the figures. You can see that we get the nano gauntlet parts for Thanos right here and a new bi-blade, which is way better than the old one. And then we get 3 sets of interchangeable hands, well, and an odd set right here with the snapping hand right there. And then you get the Energon, or not Energon, but you know, the energy blade for this hand. And then you get fisted hands and repulsor hands. Then we get the shield right here, which we'd seen before with the Iron Spider Iron Man 2-pack, but now it's just all translucent blue, and I think it looks really badass. I wanted to bring out the original version, and for some reason I can't find it. Then we get this new blade. I feel like I saw this with another Legends Iron Man, but I think I'm mistaken. I may just be confusing it for an import figures accessory, but I really like it a lot. The translucent blue looks great. Again, I love the red over it too. It looks fairly clean, so I like that. And then you, of course, get this hand right over here so you could hold it. So it's going to come down like this, and there it goes. So that works out pretty well. And then you get this new snapping hand with all the Infinity Stones, and it looks really good. I think all the stones were actually painted quite accurately. I think it looks great. Very impressive work right there. Love that sculpt too. Looks very realistic. This new blade for Thanos looks awesome. It's just still a bit too small, I think, but I do love the gunmetal gray right over here. Much better execution than the last one, which I could not find. I did look for it. Both the original Hasbro bi-blade and the Marvel Select bi-blades were just debaucheries, but to compare to the dope-ass SH Figuarts one, I really like this one a lot. This is probably my favorite one. And then we also have the ZD Toys version, which has been a favorite of mine too. You can see all 3 blades side by side like this. Again, this is the ZD Toys version, this is the new Marvel Legends version, and then this is the SH Figuarts version. And we also get 2 repulsor blast effects. I misplaced that for a second, but yeah, these come in the same kind of blue that we see right here. It looks like they had a discount on the blue over in the factory. I also wanted to get a closer look at these hands too. I really like how they came out. I guess we could have used a little bit more like battle damaged paint on this one. It looks super bare, but this one doesn't look as bare obviously because it has the Infinity Stones all painted on there, but still some of the battle damage would have been nice to see as far as the paint goes, because we do see it in the sculpt. So I'm showing photos of the previously released head sculpts. They're just repainted with a little bit more of that photoreal tech, which look good. I really like how they came out. But this is the brand new head sculpt right over here. We get the dusting Thanos, and I think this is a very ambitious move on Hasbro's part to go for this and try to get this going, but I just don't think it was executed as well as it. Well, I don't even know, man. Like, this looks like such a hard concept to try to get into plastic form over here. It looks a little bit more like Korg to me than him dusting away. You know, it looks a little bit more rocky and stuff, and to be honest with you, I think just trying to pull something off like this just sounds super hard. I'm not trying to be overly sympathetic towards Hasbro or anything. It just seems like a really hard thing to try to do. So it's not horrible, it's just really not great. You know what I mean? It's just kind of odd. Looking at the new armor pieces and everything that we could see right here, it looks really good. I do like the added paint and everything, and I like the added battle damage sculpt, so I do dig that. But once again, I am not a fan of this body mold for Thanos. I just don't like the framing of it. It's too large or too long down here, not wide enough up there. So I'm just not a big fan of this overall. Again, the Nano Gauntlet looks really cool though. I do like that. And then the arms look pretty sweet too, you know, the battle damage. He doesn't have the bands, which do come off in battle and everything. So I like all the rusted and rustic looking, you know, parts with the battle damage. I think that's dope. And I do like the colors and everything. So it doesn't look bad. It's just the overall molding and design of it, you know, it still doesn't have a waist joint. I'm not going to go over the articulation, but they did add the ankle pivot as I suspected with the Build-A-Figure version. It looked like it was supposed to have ankle pivot, and this one definitely has ankle pivot in there. So that's great that it's there. But yeah, one cool thing that you could do is if you still have your Build-A-Figure version, you could pop this arm out. Now I did have to heat this up to initially do that. And then you could pop in your Build-A-Figure version, and now you could have a Thanos without the Nano Gauntlet on there. Now this doesn't match up perfectly with this over here, but it just made the figure a whole lot more fun to play around with, having him displayed like that, because it just was kind of odd constantly having him with the Nano Gauntlet on there. So this is a much cooler display option. So here's looking at the Iron Man head sculpt, which is the same as the last Mark 85 head sculpt that we saw from Hasbro, but mine, unfortunately, right here has a free fingernail print right there, front and center in the middle of the mask. It's such a bummer. I also wish they added a little bit of blue right here to the eyes. I always like when they do that, but I do like that gunmetal gray color. Well, I guess it's more of a dark gray color you could see over the red. And the red on this figure is slightly lighter in tone compared to the original Mark 85 that we got from Hasbro. But anyway, this one does come with interchangeable heads, which is dope. So you could remove right over here, and I feel like the head joint's going to pop off on me, but you can see how it pegs into the body right there. And we do get a dumbbell joint for the head. It does get gappy over here, and that's not my favorite point of articulation. You can see at the neck, you could go ahead and port in a Tony Stark head, which looks great. This looks so much better to me in person than it did from the promo images. I love all the battle damage to his face and everything. Oh, poor Tony Stark. I do think it just came out a little bit on the wide side. I just think like the cheeks right here are just a little bit too wide if I were to nitpick it, which, you know, I tend to do. But yeah, the hair looks really good. I do like that. And then you also get an unbeaten Tony Stark head, and you can see how it's the same head sculpt and everything. It's just not with all that deadly battle damage to his face and everything. Again, the hair looks fantastic. And I do feel like Hasbro could have seized the opportunity to make this a little bit more battle damaged. You know, it would have been nice, especially because we got this version right here all crispy clean and stuff, and having another one all crispy clean, it's like, oh, would have liked to seen that opportunity. I do like that they added the blue trim right here. The paint looks solid as you bend everything back right over here, so that's cool. Did we get as much paint on the back? Oh, we got more paint on the back of this one than this one. I guess this one might be more film accurate. I don't remember exactly how Iron Man's back looked, but I do like the paint applications that we're seeing right here. Looks like we see some more variety with the gray color, so this is just mostly comparing the two figures since they have all the same parts and everything. And again, while I'm not going over the articulation fully on this figure because we've seen it before, we got the new Tony Stark head, and you can see the gappage right over there from the dumbbell joint. Again, wish we got a disc hinge. Of course, this one has the same kind of articulation. And all of the hands have a vertical hinge, no horizontal hinges on any of these. Now to measure out these two figures, you can see the Iron Man is standing at the 6 3/4 inch mark, and then it looks like Thanos is standing closer to the 8-inch mark. Now for a Marvel Legends Armored Thanos comparison, you can see we have the Build-A-Figure right here compared to this new 2-pack version. And yeah, again, I'm just not the big fan of the body mold that they have to work with over here. Didn't realize till now that they changed the skirt piece, so that's kind of cool. We still don't get a waist swivel or any kind of torso articulation over there, but I do like the feature where you could swap out the parts. Just noticing now that he does not have the shoulder pad over here where this side he does. Yeah, I just had to see how this would look. I'm gonna armor his head up and just see how he looks with the double gauntlets right there. And hey, yeah, that's kind of a neat look, right? I don't know, it's not accurate to anything, but I don't know, just kind of neat seeing him double fisting all those Infinity Stones. And then here's the new Thanos figure next to the SH Figuarts Endgame Final Battle Thanos, and this is my favorite MCU Thanos figure that I have, or Armored Thanos anyway. It's not a replacement for my Marvel Legends or anything, it's just I really like this figure a whole lot more. Then for a Mark 85 Iron Man figure comparison from Marvel Legends, you can see this is the first edition right here, and then here's our latest version. I do like the darker red over here. I can't remember exactly which one is more screen accurate, but I do like that darker red. However, I do like the contrast and added colors that we're seeing with this one right here, especially with that arc reactor. And here's the Mark 85 next to the SH Figuarts Mark 85 with the translucent shield, and we have that blade right there that has added silver to it that the Marvel Legend one does not. And yeah, I mean, I still like this figure more overall, but for a Marvel Legend figure, this is pretty badass. It's almost at that SH Figuarts import quality with all the interchangeable parts and everything. Here's Thanos in the Mark 85 Iron Man next to the other Infinity Saga Marvel Legends figures that I've already reviewed. We have the Mark III, we have the Searcher, and Quicksilver. And I do have the Ironmonger 2-pack as well as the Happy Hogan and Mark 40 or Mark 21 2-pack. And then here's Thanos and Iron Man next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Ooh, you got a snappy glove and you got a snappy glove. Oh, I want a snappy glove. Can I touch? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, show some love to the channel by hitting that like button, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell, and a big extra thanks to all these people over here that support this content via the Tron and membership. These figures are kind of cool. It's not really my favorite Infinity Saga figures so far. I mean, the Thanos, again, I'm just not a big fan of the way the whole body came out for this Thanos figure from Marvel Legends. Like the Armored Thanos is just not really doing it for me. However, this is the best version. It is the dopest one, and I like that you can interchange the parts with the previous version. You just have to heat up the arms on this one. For me, the real sell right here is the Iron Man figure. The Iron Man figure is badass. I really love how the heads came out. I like the accessories that he comes with and everything. So for me, that's really the highlight of this piece. And for the $60 price point, I'm going to give the Thanos figure a sud rating of meh. And the Mark 85 Iron Man figure is getting a sud rating of I love it. And I'd like to know what you guys think. So please let me know in the comments section below. If you want to see the latest Marvel news and a photo gallery of images, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me over on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.